How's it going, Godzilla fans, kaiju fans, collectors, and just general people of YouTube? This is Chanzilla1964 coming back to you with yet another figure review. This being the first figure review to kick off our Tokyo, Japan Godzilla figure haul. And we're kicking it off with the Bandai Movie Monster Series Cybot Godzilla that just came out this year. This Cybot Godzilla being from the 1984 Godzilla movie. So without further ado, let's jump right into this review. Starting off with detail. The detail on this guy, I can say, is amazing detail in my opinion, because from the texture work on the skin to the face, I mean, this just perfectly, if not nearly perfectly, translates the Cybot Godzilla. Even from the folds of the mechanical suit itself, it just translates so nicely. It's insane. Like, there's all the scaling is pretty much all throughout the body. There's this scaling detail over here, except for the front of him, where it has this squarish detail for the scales that translate into this kind of hexagonal rounder scales for the Cybot Godzilla. I mean, the arms are done really nicely. They're really long and lanky, which is interesting. Although, then again, the 1984 Godzilla's arms are kind of longer, on the longer side, lankier side. So, yeah. The legs are done really nicely. They're really skinny on Heisei Godzilla standards. But I guess that is what the Cybot Godzilla was going for, in fact. Feet are very nicely detailed. Very reminiscent of the 1984... Or 1954 Godzilla feet. Yeah, that's a really interesting detail. I'm noticing only now, actually. And then the tail is done very nicely. Tail is very reminiscent of the 84 Godzilla. But the bottom of the tail is really interesting and really nice in that it has this really nice kind of skin pattern that just runs all the way down the bottom here. The same hexagonal round kind of skin pattern that's on the belly. So that's interesting because that's not on the 84 Godzilla figure. But the dorsal plates are really cool. They're kind of the generic Godzilla dorsal plates that you find on the 73 figure, in my opinion. Really nice dorsal plates, though, because these are also the dorsal plates on the Cybot Godzilla. But the star here for the whole show, for me, is the face. I mean, this just screams Cybot Godzilla with the cat-like face here, the perfectly symmetrical eyes, and the round head. I mean, yeah. This is the Cybot Godzilla, the 1984 Godzilla robot version. I mean, just amazing. It's practically perfect. Pretty much, it is perfect. The detail is perfect on this guy. What am I saying? Not practically, it is. Paint, on the other hand, as you'd seen earlier, paint is pretty much there, but in titular Bandai fashion, there's some parts that are missing. Here. The eyes are painted perfectly, and they're painted beautifully with this brown iris and the pupil in there and the whites. I mean, just both eyes are painted very nicely. And for me, there is a bit of quality control, I will say, because so this is one of the figures I picked up from the Godzilla store, but the quality control, well, there's a bit of pupil-ish, off-ish, yeah. But I did pick the best one. This is the best one. So, yeah. Anyways, the teeth are painted very nicely as well. The tongue is painted very nicely. You got the fingernails over here painted this very nice bone white color. Same thing with the toenails. There's a bit of scuffing there from my trip. That is my bad. But yeah. And it's interesting because the fingernails and the toenails are different white from the teeth. Just something interesting I noticed. But it's a very similar white to the dorsal plates, which is where the rest of the paint lies. The dorsal plates, the paint will run from the top of his head here, the middle part, run all the way down the dorsal plates. Very nice. And they stop right here. So yeah, this is what I meant when in titular Bandai fashion, they stopped the paint right here, where it could have gone all the way down. But, I mean, it's just how Bandai is. I'm accepting at this point. It is what it is. It's a bummer. But I'm glad we got paint from here all the way to here. So little things to be grateful for. And something else to be super grateful for, there's some shading on the dorsal plates. I mean, that's just crazy. Oops. That's just crazy that Bandai went to that effort to shade the dorsal plates too, which I'm really appreciating this detail. So yeah, Cybot Godzilla is a really good, turning out really, really good so far. Articulation here, we have another articulation, another big nice surprise here with articulation. 2 arms move, legs will move, not really 360 because the tail blocks it, but just enough. And the tail does not move. There's a glue seal, but the tail does not move, and the head does move for the Cybot Godzilla. So we have a total of 5 points of articulation. Granted, the head does leave a little bit of a gap here, but that's not really a big thing because all you really need to do is move the head right there, and it's great. It's good. So it has the same articulation as the 84 figure too. Speaking of the 84 figure, I have the Bandai Memorial Box 84 Godzilla right here. He's quite a bit shorter. His head is a little more square than round. His dorsal plates are a lot better looking in my opinion. And besides that, legs are stockier, but besides that, that's, you know, they're pretty much the same Godzilla. And I wish I had the Bandai Moving Monster Series one to compare with him with, but I have the Memorial Box one, which in my opinion is the better option. A little dusty, but yeah, still the better option. I mean, just comparing these two guys here right next to each other, the 284 Godzillas, even though they're the same Godzilla, I think it's still really, really good. I mean, matchup. I wouldn't have this any other way because yes, we have the Cybot version where appeared in some parts of the movies and the actual suit, which I prefer over this guy. Sorry, just my opinion. Having them side by side though is really, really cool and interesting. And this is honestly a figure that Bandai surprised us with, and surprised me with for sure. I didn't expect them to make something so offhand and very kind of out there compared to other options that they had out there, like Anguirus, 1972, even King Caesar from either Final Wars or even the original King Caesar. They could have made those guys. Heck, even Descador, which is something people have been asking for, I know, for a while. But they decided to make a Cybot version of the 84 Godzilla. Interesting pick. Still a cool pick and a really nice surprise and a really, really good figure. So I'm not complaining. It's just interesting that they kind of went down this road, and I'm digging it because as I'm recording this, I did also find out that they had made a dancing version of Godzilla 1965 and a -1 pose version of Godzilla. So Bandai's taking some very interesting turns down their road of figure making, and I'm all for it, honestly, especially for this guy. Now, overall analysis for the Cybot. Overall analysis for the Bandai Movie Monster Series Cybot Godzilla. I think it is a really, really awesome figure. Really, really good figure. Not perfect, but really, really good. And now here's a bit of a dilemma. This is technically not a official Godzilla suit per se. So do I say you need to have this figure to complete your Godzilla collection? Yes and no. If you want to complete your Heisei Godzilla collection and you're a huge Heisei fan, you should definitely get this guy because this is one of the original Heisei Godzillas, one of the first Heisei Godzillas. You should get this figure. But to complete the whole Godzilla set, that's really up to you. I wouldn't consider him one of the Godzillas needed to complete it. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comment section down below why. Because, like I said, this isn't an official suit. This is the official suit. This was a cyborg animatronic that was used in certain parts of the movie. So that's why I'm considering it not to be an official suit. That's just my opinion, though. It's not really fact. But either way, honestly, I am a huge Godzilla fan. I'm a huge Godzilla Bandai Movie Monster Series collector. So for me, I picked up this guy because I thought It's really cool. It's a really nice Godzilla. And if this was an official Godzilla suit, honestly, this would have been really cool to see as like an official Godzilla suit. I don't think they would have worked today. I don't think it would work today at all, actually. But it could have worked before. That's just me. But I think I'm rambling on. We should just call it at this point. This has been Chanzilla 1964 saying, if you guys like this video, do be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. If you guys think differently about what I've been saying with this figure anyways, or with this Godzilla, let me know in the comment section down below too, especially if you think that this does count as an official Godzilla suit. Yeah. And if you like what you see on the channel, do be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, this has been me. Until next time, guys. Until the next Tokyo Hall figure video. Peace, peace.